everyone, it's Seiji, and today I will be talking about Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mbalia. A huge thank you to Disney Hyperion as well as Rick Ryden Presents for gifting me a copy as well as this cool Team Strong t-shirt. I had such a fun time reading this book and it has become one of my all-time favorites. Either way, let's just jump into it. At the start of this book, we meet a 7th grader called Tristan Strong. He's struggling after losing his best friend Eddie in a bus accident they were in together. All he has left of Eddie is his journal in which he wrote stories. To help him heal from this tragedy, his parents sent him to his grandparents' farm in Alabama. It seems like it's going to be a whole month of working hard on the farm. But on his first night there, a sticky creature enters his bedroom to steal Eddie's journal. Tristan decides to chase the creature and he ends up in a tug-of-war with it in front of a bottle tree. In his last attempt to get back the journal, Tristan punches the tree and thus accidentally rips a hole in the sky above Mid-Pass, a place with iron monsters and a burning sea filled with bone ships that haunt the inhabitants of this strange world. After falling through the hole, Tristan finds himself in the middle of a battle in which African American folktale heroes are in conflict with the ancient West African gods. There is so much that I enjoyed about this book. Besides it being inspired by African American and West African tales, the writing, world building and characters were amazing. I liked how the world was so heavily inspired by the history of both Africans and African diaspora. It seemed like such a magical place but also very scary. For instance, early in the book there is this passage that describes the burning sea. Fires burned on the sea, not little fires either, but massive walls of flame that licked high into the air. The current carried infernos everywhere, and their bright blazes turned the water into swirling oranges and reds. Steam hissed up from the surface and collected into clouds a few feet above my head. Through an occasional break in the mist I could see that it was still night time, and there, high above, the fiery tunnel we'd fallen through scarred the sky. The book definitely wasn't afraid to be a bit on the darker side at times, and I really appreciated that. The antagonists, for instance, like the bone ships and the iron monsters, were heavily inspired by slavery. And that's what made it very real for me, because the book didn't shy away of taking elements from some of the more darker parts of our history. In this book we also get to see how Tristan is dealing with his best friend's recent death. We see him grieving and how he's ridden with guilt after not being able to save him. And such a portrayal of a boy, especially a black boy, is something that has been stigmatized in our society for a very long time. And so I feel really thankful that this is in the book. I think there's so much merit in having such portrayals in books, especially for kids. We also see times in which he is scared and or in conflict. He's so young and just seeing him try to navigate through this world was very precious to me. I got really attached to him and I can't wait to see what's in store for him in future books. Even though the book is sad at times, there are so many funny parts as well. One of my favorite characters was definitely Gum Baby, and if you haven't read the book already, you are in for a treat. She is by far the sassiest, no-nonsense auntie character I've ever seen. Gum Baby is the type of character who would whoop your ass if you even thought of trying her. Oh, I love her so much. Solely just getting to know the character was so much fun, and I found myself laughing out loud so many times when she was talking. I actually also wanted to share one of my favorite passages in the book with you. In this scene, Tristan is talking to the sky god Nyame, who plays this whole shtick of giving the hero this cryptic advice that will become clear at the end of the story type of thing. And Tristan is not having it. I give you these words of advice. I stood up straighter, ready to receive some profound words of wisdom. Those who help you may not be on your side, and those who oppose you can be your greatest allies. I waited for more, but Nyame just clasped his hands again and stared out, wise and all-knowing, like he'd just dropped some crazy freestyle bars and the crowd was going wild. Nah. I cleared my throat. Is that it? He turned, surprised. Yes. Do you need me to repeat it? No, but can you elaborate? I don't understand. I mean, why does everything gotta be so mysterious? Can't I get a clear instruction on something? A manual? A step-by-step guide to being a hero? But that is not how it works. The Sky God looked confused. Oh man, the first time I read that, I laughed so hard. I like the structure of the story as well. The book starts off with a bit of action, but the focus really is on character and world building. We get to know Tristan and some of the inhabitants of Midpass, and that ends up being such a good base for the other half of the story, which is filled with action. The second half of the book is where you really get to see the powers of all of the characters. One of my favourite side characters was Kumi. I don't want to spoil too much, so I won't be talking about her, but all I'll say is that I would love to see more of her in action in the next books. To conclude, I just love this story, and I'm so happy and thankful that more of these type of books are coming out, because it's so important for every child to be able to see themselves in stories. Well, that's everything I have to say with regards to Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.